Hi, everybody. I am Taruna. I'm currently working as a senior product manager at LinkedIn, and I am a PM for the past 10 years. Across my career in PMing space, I've worked for both B2B and B2C. I started off my career at Wingify. It's a B2B SaaS startup, not anymore a startup, by the way. But here I was an EIR, entrepreneur in residence, where I started an idea and took it to a product and a business. We started doing $1 million in ARR within the first year of inception. Then I moved on to Zeta, which is part of the DirectI company, worked a little bit here on the consumer apps, then moved on to Swiggy, where again I was the PM for consumer apps, both Android and iOS. And if some of you remember the Pop product, I was the PM for that as well, the single serve meal product. If you're interested in that, do check out the blog that I've mentioned. It's available on Medium, and it'll give you an end-to-end process of how Swiggy goes about creating products, which is a masterclass in itself, by the way. Currently, now I'm working with LinkedIn. Here, again, I've been super lucky that this is the age of creator economy, and I'm PMing the creator charter for communities. So super lucky and stoked to be working with LinkedIn. And one tidbit I can quickly share about myself. Some of you might be really excited to listen to this, and it'll just inspire all of you. I'm an accidental product manager. The entire PMing career is just these four things. It's being able to read well, it's being able to write well, it's being able to listen well, and it's being able to speak well. That's it. That's all that has to do with anything about product management career. Some of you on the questions tab asked me, what does my day look like? So a lot of PMs rant that their day goes in meetings or their day goes in writing emails. I will accept that's what our day looks like. We are doing a lot of written communication. We are doing a lot of oral communication. We are sharing status updates. We are sharing PRDs. We are sharing vision documents. We are sharing vision statements, etc. We are sitting with the designers. We are sitting with the engineers, talking with them, trying to come to common grounds. And all of this, if you think about it, is really communication. And communication not just encompasses how you speak or how you're able to write well, if it's a PRD or if it's an email. It also encompasses these two very important things, which is, are you a good listener and are you a good reader? If you were to find creative solutions and if you were to spot the right problem statements, you should be able to gather information from a lot of sources. And if you want to gather information from a lot of sources, you should be doing your reading well and you should be doing your listening well. By reading, I mean whatever is happening inside your company, all the emails floating, other people's PRDs, other people's vision statements or their strategy documents. Try to understand how they are putting forth their ideas, what in your company gets awarded, what kind of thought process does the company think with, what kind of structure do they write in, and then listen a lot, listen in meetings, listen intently to all the user interviews happening, listen to your managers, listen to your peers, listen to your engineers and designers, and try to absorb as much knowledge as you can from each of these people, so you are able to take better decisions when it comes to creatively finding solutions, and you're able to translate those in a better way through your PRDs or through your vision documents or through your emails. I tell this to everybody, and I personally believe in this. Even if you're writing a simple email, which is a status update, think of it that 10 years down the line, it will be put up on a stage where you're giving your TED talk, and you should be proud of it. First is you are generous in your praises. To some of you, it might come across that, hey, am I being like dishonest when I'm sharing praises? No, you're not. Or am I exaggerating or I'm trying to be, an ass licker? I hope this is not getting recorded. But none of it is true. By generously sharing praises, it simply means that if an engineer is doing something, if a designer is doing something, and PMing job is all about getting things done from somebody else. And if you were to get things done from somebody else, you should be in a position where you're sharing praises, you're sharing the credit. So be generous with your praises. Anytime you spot a designer or an engineer or a data person or a business person has done something good, go ahead and praise them publicly. Let them know that they're doing great work and show them that you admire their work and respect what they're doing. The second thing really, again, is building that relationship to the core where you find out what are the common threads between you and the other stakeholder. So some of you could have similar political opinions or could be coming from the same region. So, for example, the moment I say I'm from Gurgaon, some people start hating me immediately that I might have a gun in my bag. And some people start liking me immediately because they also have a gun in their back. So that's how it happens, that if you share something in common, people tend to like you. And how can you bring these common things is when you interact with these people enough, be credible and work towards being credible by, like I said, doing the right things over and over again, being vulnerable over and over again, and eventually winning trust of people. So, research has found that there are 5 types of people when they come to taking decisions or how they think about some information when it's presented to them. There are charismatics who get really excited the moment you tell them a shiny new idea or you tell them something new or you tell them an idea very exuberantly. But end of the day, research says that they take decisions in a very balanced approach with all the information given to them. So with these kind of people, you have to like take your communication in sine waves where you're able to increase their level of interest and then take it down to show them the right basis, to show them the right kind of data and information. Then there are thinkers who will, if you present one idea, they will ask you 20 things which are against that idea and 20 things which are pro that idea. The only reason they're trying to do this is because they want to be exhaustive in their head that the other person has thought through everything possible on this idea and that they are making the right decision. With these kind of people, when you're presenting an idea, you should be prepared in your head to also present why would this idea not work and what would work better, or why you've chosen this over X other things. So that just shows your thought exhaustivity, and these kind of people love thought exhaustivity. Skeptics are people who would be just looking at you with a doubt. They will not be sure of what you're saying. They would always want that extra information. They will always keep asking you, but what next? What does this person say about it? Do you have data insights? Again, with these people, you have to be really exhaustive in your approach. If you're taking a product idea, you have to take to them the design usability aspects, the business aspects, the data science aspect, every aspect of that particular idea, because they are skeptical, they are doubtful that what you're saying is the right thing or not. And then there are followers. Ironical that there are leaders who are followers. It just means that these people like to follow the vibe of the room. So if there are 20 people in the room and they are the one who are taking decisions, they would go with what the majority is thinking because they believe that all these people in the room are smart. And if they are thinking something, that's probably the right thing. So with these kind of people, what works is that you have credibility with the rest 20 people. And like I said, you've built your social proof with the rest 20 people. You have already shared your idea with them. You know that they will champion you in a meeting, not just when you are with them and also when you're not with them. So if say the CXO consults one of these 20 people, they are saying the exact same thing that you would have said. So these people, the followers' personality tend to just go by that. Controllers are people who already have a certain way of decisions in their head, and they just think that it has to be done in that exact way. So they want hard facts. They don't want your stories. They don't want your anecdotes. They really want to hear that XYZ% is the drop off. This is what you will be doing, and this is how it will increase to 2% jump, etc. So they want very clear communication, very data backed communication. They want charts and graphs and whatnot to believe what they want to. If I go back to my career graph, I was at Wingify and Zeta. Both of these are B2B. Then I was with Swiggy and I'm now with LinkedIn. These are B2C. Wingify was a proper startup when I joined. I was the only person who was an EIR, then turned into a PM. Then Zeta had few more PMs, 7, 8, I think. When I joined Swiggy, it was like 70 odd PMs. It's a high growth company right now. And LinkedIn obviously has PM in hundreds. So I've seen both these journeys from a startup to a big MNC and from B2B to B2C. My conclusion and my learning in terms of communication is very simple. Howsoever somebody might tell you that, oh, these are very different worlds, they are not. Like I said, the core of it is just two things. You being able to spot the right problem statements, be it for a B2B customer, which is an enterprise or a startup or a company, or your B2C customer, which is Taruna sitting in her room and trying to order food. And you should be able to communicate with your peers well. You should be able to tell the right ideas. And again, you should be able to build the right kind of relationships. It goes back to that problem spotting, creatively working on solutions, and then working collaboratively with your stakeholders and getting things done from them, which you can accomplish if you're a great communicator and you've built the right kind of relationships.